Hello, you're watching A News Morning from Baku. I'm Bakhtiar Sanov, and let's see the headlines. France unveiled its new government, seeking an end to weeks of political uncertainty following the ouster of former Prime Minister Michel Barnier. The political tension in Georgia reached its peak. President Salome Zurabishvili calls on government to negotiate new elections. The world's largest holographic zoo and digital experience center opened in Turkey's Istanbul. France has unveiled a new government under Prime Minister François Bayrou, featuring some new faces. The main challenge is passing the 2025 budget and steering the country through a deepening crisis. Key ministers include Bruno Retailleau as Interior Minister, Jean-Noël Barrot as Foreign Minister, and Sébastien Lecornu as Defense Minister. Elisabeth Borne moves to Education, and Gérard Darmanin takes on Justice. Meanwhile, Manuel Valls becomes Overseas Territories Minister. The names were read out by President Emmanuel Macron's Chief of Staff, Alexis Collette. Bayrou has struggled for almost 10 days to put together a government as he looks to stave off potential no-confidence votes from the far right and left. He will need to begin work immediately on passing a 2025 budget bill after parliamentary pushback over the proposed legislation led to the toppling of his predecessor, former Prime Minister Michel Barnier. The EU-Mercosur deal continues to cause consternation, especially in France, where many farmers are worried that increased imports could harm their livelihood. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen continues to press ahead tough, while French President Emmanuel Macron opposes the deal, which came together after 25 years of talks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend.
On July 18th, the European Parliament elected Ursula von der Leyen as President of the European Commission with 401 votes. While her campaign priorities did not include the EU-Mercosur trade deal, she later advanced the agreement at a strategic moment. The EU-Mercosur trade agreement, aiming to create a massive free trade zone, has been negotiated for over 25 years. A political agreement was reached in 2019, but France blocked progress, citing concerns over agriculture competition and harm to local farmers. At France-Brazil Economic Forum in March this year, Macron has repeatedly expressed reservations about the pact.
I deeply believe that we need to rethink our trade rules in light of this advantage, which is why I prefer to put my foot down in front of this assembly. I've spoken out very forcefully to say that Mercosur, as it is negotiated today, is a very bad agreement. But I think it's a very bad deal for you and for us.
French farmers protested throughout the year to trade deal. Farmers in parts of France drove their tractors into cities, chanting anti-Mercosur slogans. On November 27th, France Parliament voted almost unanimously against the deal, a rare show of unity in a politically divided country. Short after the parliamentary vote, France faced political turmoil as Prime Minister Michel Barnier was ousted in a no-confidence vote. This weakened President Macron's position both domestically and within the EU. Seizing the moment, Ursula von der Leyen said the finish line for the deal was in sight as she headed to a Mercosur summit in Montevideo. On December 6, von der Leyen signed the deal in Uruguay without France's approval.
This agreement is not just an economic opportunity, it is a political necessity. We're like-minded partners. We have common roots. We have an intertwined history and culture. We both believe that openness and cooperation are the true engines of progress and prosperity. I know that strong winds are blowing in the opposite direction, towards isolation and fragmentation, but this agreement is our clear response.
Now France seeks to form a blocking minority within the EU to halt the deal, and its only strong supporter is Poland.
The Cabinet of Ministers disagrees with the result of the current negotiations with Mercosur in the area of agriculture, especially with the increase of customs quotas for poultry products at the last stage of exchanging the tariff offers. This is maybe a bit complicated and in professional language, but in short, it is about the political message that Poland will not accept, and we are not alone.
On December 12th, Macron visited Poland, aligning with Prime Minister Donald Tusk in opposing the Mercosur deal. Both leaders voiced concerns about the pact's impact on agriculture, though France still needs additional EU support to block the agreement. Austria, Belgium, the Netherlands and Italy are also concerned about the free trade agreement. Macron's efforts to oppose the Mercosur deal were disrupted by Cyclone Chido, which devastated Mayotte, the poorest French territory. The storm caused significant destruction and Macron faced public anger over delayed aid. This crisis further diverted attention from the trade agreement. Domestic challenges and external crises have weakened Macron's ability to oppose the Mercosur deal. French president may block the Mercosur trade deal by rallying opposing EU states or vetoing it in the European Council. Von der Leyen might split the deal into cooperation and trade components, allowing the trade part to pass with a qualified majority. France still needs support from the 4 states representing 35% of the EU population to block this scenario, with Italy as a key ally. However, von der Leyen could negotiate promises to isolate Macron.
Tensions flared in Tirana and Zagreb as protests erupted over government accountability and public safety. In Albania, opposition leader Sali Berisha called for civil disobedience amid political unrest, while Croatia rallied for stronger school security after a deadly stabbing attack.
Protests broke out in Albania's capital, Tirana, as opposition leader Sali Berisha demanded the resignation of the government ahead of May 2024 elections. Recently released from house arrest following corruption charges, Berisha urged his supporters to block roads and engage in civil disobedience. Minor clashes with police occurred during the protest.
For a caretaker government for elections, because Edi Rama respects no law, no criteria, no standard about the general elections. All what we want are free and fair elections on May 11.
Berisha claims the charges are politically motivated and seeks the formation of a caretaker government. In Croatia, a march took place in Zagreb in response to a tragic school stabbing that killed a 7-year-old child and injured 4 others. Organised by the Preporod School Union, the walk called for improved school safety measures.
Tonight we gathered here in a peaceful march to send a message as organizers of the 3 school unions to all citizens of the city of Zagreb about the importance of the issue of safety in our schools. There will be no speeches here, there will be no banners here, there will be no politics here. Send a message to current politics and all politics in the Republic of Croatia that those who are here tonight are not putting up with the situation, that our schools are actually dangerous to life for anyone, student, teacher, parent, anyone.
The attacker, a 19-year-old former student, was detained after the attack. Participants also criticised the Ministries of Education and Health for failing to prevent such violence.
The political tension in Georgia has reached its peak in recent days. While President Salome Zurabishvili emphasizes the necessity of new elections, the government remains firm in its stance. Protests are expanding and the situation is becoming more critical with each passing day.
Georgian President Salome Zurabishvili has announced that the country is in a state of political crisis. According to the president, the solution lies in holding new parliamentary elections. Protests, which began after the elections on October 26th, have intensified following the government's decision to freeze European Union accession talks until 2028. Protesters are demanding immediate new elections.
We must reach a compromise through dialogue, otherwise the collapse of the regime could become inevitable.
Prime Minister Irakli Kobakhidze, however, has taken a firm stance. He stated that the president must step down by December 29th. The Georgian government's decision to halt EU accession negotiations has sparked widespread unrest across the country.
Former U.S. President Bill Clinton was hospitalized with a fever. While it's not an emergency, his team is closely monitoring his condition. The 78-year-old former president was admitted to Georgetown University Medical Center for testing and observation after developing a fever, according to his deputy chief of staff. Angel Urena confirmed the news on social media, stating that Clinton is in good spirits and receiving excellent care. During the 2024 presidential campaign, Clinton actively supported Democratic nominee Vice President Kamala Harris, making appearances in key battleground states in the South. The former president remains a visible figure in American politics and public life. The U.S. President Joe Biden commuting sentences for 37 of 40 federal death row inmates. Their penalties now shift to life in prison without parole. Biden says he's more convinced than ever that the use of the death penalty at the federal level must stop. The measure doesn't include more than 2,000 people sentenced to death by state authorities. Biden's decision comes just ahead of President-elect Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office in January, who resumed federal executions during his first term. A strategic realignment is taking shape in the South Caucasus. Armenia is forging closer ties with the United States, reshaping its defense and economic strategies, and signaling a significant geopolitical shift this year, which also raises questions for Azerbaijan.
Armenia's relationship with the United States is undergoing a major transformation in 2024. A series of high-profile developments, including military drills, defense modernization initiatives, and increased financial aid, highlight a deliberate pivot towards the West. In June, the US-Armenia strategic dialogue in Yerevan elevated bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. This was followed by joint military exercises in July, known as Eagle Partner 2024, aimed at enhancing peacekeeping capabilities and operational interoperability. Earlier this month, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with Armenian Defense Minister Surem Papikyan to discuss shared commitments to regional stability. The U.S. has also pledged to support Armenia's military modernization, including potential upgrades to its air defense system. But the shift doesn't stop at defense. U.S. financial assistance to Armenia has soared from $65 million in 2023 to $250 million in 2024, and fueling economic growth and reducing Armenia's reliance on Russia. According to a RAND report, Armenia's strategic alignment with the U.S. reflects a broader effort to navigate complex regional challenges. The report highlights Armenia's growing frustration with Russia and argues that while the U.S. can help strengthen Armenia's deterrence capabilities, it cannot act as a full security guarantor. However, RAND warns that Armenia's alignment with the West should not be framed as a binary choice. This raises important questions, such as how Armenia's growing partnerships will impact unresolved regional issues and what steps Azerbaijan can take to counterbalance these shifts while advancing its own strategic objectives. This realignment is expected to reverberate across the region. Analysts warn that Armenia's growing Western partnerships could disrupt the South Caucasus' delicate security dynamics.
2 people were killed and 4 others injured in an explosion at a former mechanical plant in Russia's Caucasia region, local authorities confirmed. Preliminary reports suggest the incident may have resulted from a breach of safety regulations, according to Russia's state-run news agency. Rescuers and law enforcement officials are on site, working to determine the exact cause of the explosion, the regional government stated. Governor Valentin Konovalov assured that investigations are underway. The world's largest holographic zoo and digital experience center, DigiZoo, has officially opened its doors at the Mall of Istanbul.
Spanning 1,500 square meters, DigiZoo offers an immersive journey through interactive exhibits, virtual reality experiences, and holographic displays featuring over 50 species, designed to captivate both children and adults. A collaboration between Turkey's leading design studio Polyvision and Katılım Emeklilik Pension Fund, the project stands out for its cutting-edge technology.
Biz sadece yetişkinlere, büyüklere değil,
With DigiZoo, we aim to introduce advanced technology and instill awareness of a sustainable future by offering educational yet entertaining experiences for children.
18 yaş altının dünyanın en büyük
We expect to host around 160,000 visitors annually, with children comprising a significant portion. We also offer workshops and social spaces for parents. DigiZoo is the world's largest holographic zoo, stems from factors such as area size, exhibit variety and display technology.
değil, aynı zamanda bir sosyal sorumluluk projesi.
Combining advanced imaging techniques with artificial intelligence algorithms, DigiZoo brings prehistoric creatures and modern animals to life, highlighting both the wonders of nature and pressing global issues like the climate crisis. Experiences at DigiZoo are designed to stimulate children's curiosity, improve motor skills, and nurture their connection with technology. The digital aquarium introduces creative activities like fish painting, encouraging hands-on engagement while fostering technological literacy. Similarly, the Dinosaur Fossil Zone offers an opportunity to explore prehistoric remnants.
Transformed into a winter wonderland, the El Barari Winter Festival in Dubai offers an unforgettable experience to both residents and tourists over the 2 weekends. The event features activities such as train rides, meeting Santa, and ice skating. Known for transforming Dubai into a winter wonderland, the El Barari Festival successfully brought smiles to the faces of everyone, from children to adults. The festival once again showcased the unifying spirit.
We think it's great. As far as, like I said, winter festivals go, it's one of the really well done ones. Lots of activities, so much entertainment. You can hear the kids just laughing, having a great time. Everyone's in a happy mood.
We're just going around and trying all the fun activities. So we've been on the train, we've done meeting Santa, and it's just such a great experience because it's got so many activities for kids to do and also grown-ups.
The festival once again showcased the unifying spirit built on the city's diverse cultures and traditions.
We have so many attractions for both adults and children. We have Santa, we have live music, we have ice skating and so many other attractions.
Train rides, meeting Santa, ice skating. It gave visitors the opportunity to fully experience the festive spirit and create magical memories this holiday season.
Enjoy your evening and we'll be back soon with a holiday.
Well, that's all we have for this hour. You can also get latest news and headlines around the clock on our website, that is anews.tv. Thank you for watching, and also we wish you a good day ahead.